Hello everybody and welcome. We are here for week 2 of the Trash to Treasure challenge. So myself and Sophie from Sophie Crafty Corner, we decided that we were going to set ourselves a challenge. We both love using digitals. As you all know, I design digitals. Sophie is on my design team, so she uses digitals, but we thought we would have a go at creating a journal using everything but. So basically a real junky journal with lots of things that are either vintage or bits that would have been thrown away, using lots of packaging, that kind of thing. So last week I actually did my video in 2 parts, but Sophie just did the one video where she did the whole cover, but we created the cover for our journal. Now on my second video when I did the decorating, the only thing I've kind of done since then is add a little bit of stitching. So I've got a little bit of stitching around her, a little bit of stitching here, and a tinsy bit on the back as well. So that's the only thing I've really added since the last video. The inside is still blank. I have reinforced the back panel and what's essentially the front cover just with, this was one of the Amazon envelopes. So I've just trimmed it down to size just to kind of give it a bit more stability. I haven't done it to these panels because I don't think it needs them, and I don't think the spine's going to need it either, because today's video is about the papers and the pages to be created inside. Now normally when I create journals I have different signatures and they get sewn into the spine. So then yes, I would absolutely reinforce the spine. But I'm wanting to do something a little bit different with this particular journal, because my intention moving forward, as I've discussed with Sophie, is that we're possibly going to be then doing some videos where we're decorating the pages and using it a bit like an art journal really, so playing around with our mixed media, that kind of thing. So I want the pages to be quite flat, so I was thinking of having accordion style pages, and I showed last time, and this is, I've got absolutely tons and tons of this stuff. It's huge, it doesn't quite fit under the camera, but I've got this packaging, and I was thinking I was going to use this as my inside pages. Now this one I don't think is an Amazon one, only because it's kind of doubled up, so it does actually join in the middle. I mean, it does mean it's open on the sides, but I'll possibly glue those together, but I'm thinking that already gives me double the thickness. So if I am then doing some mixed media on them, it's already then double the thickness of like the paper that you get in Amazon. So the main thing I need to do is trim this down. Now, like I said, it doesn't quite fit under here, so I'm just going to move this out the way. And I'm just going to go and get my large cutting board so that I'm not obviously damaging my desk. And then we'll be back and we'll try and somehow cut this down to size. Right, okay, so I have my glass mat down and I've tried to fold this. I'm going to probably turn it this way just because it's a bit easier to cut. I folded this and I've tried to line up the edges as best I can, because I'm going to try and cut through multiple layers, because it's obviously an extremely long piece. I'm thinking if I fold it and cut it, I might be able to have a reasonably straight strip that I can then accordion fold once it's done. So I'm just going to grab, I think, my quilting ruler, because that's wide and flat, and then I can do these 6 inches because that's the size of my cover. I did a 6 by 6 inch square. So I'm going to grab that and my craft knife, and then we can try trimming this down a little bit so that it's easier for you to see underneath the camera angle. Right, okay, so I'm sorry if there's any glare from the light, I can't help that, but I've got this quilting ruler. Now this is 6 inches wide, which is absolutely perfect, so I'm just kind of butting it up with the edge of the papers, and then I'm just going to cut through the many layers that we have here. And I'm just going to do it gradually, so it doesn't matter if I don't go through all of them all at once. It may also help if I was doing it a bit straighter. we've mostly gone through. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle this down a little bit because I have got a section at the top that I haven't cut yet. So again, just going to try and line it up. With what's already been cut. And then hopefully that will just come away like so. I mean, obviously I can do some neating it up, but again, I'm not overly fussed. As we said, this is a sort of junky journal. So I've still got all of this spare, but again, I'll see how many pages I get out of this lot. I may come back and use some more. So let's just clear this. Now I'm not going to need the glass mats. I'm just going to get rid of it because it is glaring. And I'm going to get rid of this ruler for the moment. Okay, so I now have a very, very long strip. Now, as I said, it is, oh, it was stuck down the middle. Obviously, it's not now because I have trimmed it. So what I'm going to have to do now is glue it. And I think I'm going to kind of glue it as I go. And I think for ease, I'm just going to use a glue stick rather than a wet glue. Okay, so I'm just going to, like I said, start kind of going through and sticking it down. I'm just going to do it bit by bit. Ooh, not sure this glue is actually any good. Let's try a different one. Okay, I've got these small ones. They are tiny, so I'm going to get 2 out just in case. But these are the ones that look blue and then dry clear. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to glue this bit down. And, I mean, it already looks like I haven't cut particularly straight. But as I said, I'm not overly fussed about that. Right, so let's get it all glued down first, and then I think we can worry about the folding. So I'm just going to do it in sections, because as I say, this is a huge long piece of packaging paper. Okay, so just like that, we have all of those now done. Now you can see I have got perforated edges. Now I'll have to see how they go. It may be that as I'm kind of art journaling in here, I can reinforce those with washi tape. I don't necessarily want to do that now though, because I'm not sure how this is going to fold. Let's have a little look. Yeah, so that my 6-inch fold is going to come after that anyway. So they are going to be in the middle of a page. So to create the folds, I think the easiest thing to do is to possibly use this. So I'm just going to use this to create that fold. And then once I've got it, I can then put it over. And then once you've done one, hopefully, the rest should be a little easier. Because it is about just obviously folding back and forth. she says. So I'm actually, because this is quite long, I'm going to have to move it up to the top and go that way. Right, so that bit goes there. And the next bit we want lining up to about there. And then this is where we can see how bad my cutting actually was. Then this is all going to come forwards. To about there. Then we're going to shove it all backwards. Oh my goodness. Right, to about there. And each time I'm just pushing down on the creases. And we're going to come back this way. I'm not entirely sure what made me think that this would be the best idea for the signature, but I just thought I wanted to try something a bit different since I was making a journal that isn't like one I usually make anyway. I thought I'd give this a go. And then back this way. I think it's always nice to try something new, isn't it? Do something, oops, a little bit different. All of the glue coming through here. And back this way. Well, yeah, you can see that I was really poor with my cutting here because it's really not straight at all, because this first bit is very, very skinny. So now I should be able to do it this way and have a look a little bit better. But again, I don't mind that my pages are different sizes. Right. So I'm going to stick this back page down onto my project, and then I've got this where I can literally obviously turn the pages this way essentially, but then I can also go this way, and if I want to I can obviously pull the whole thing out as you would an accordion. Right, so let's go with that then. Let's just check that this fits in here. Yes, it does. And then obviously as this starts to expand with the bits and pieces that I put in there, because I'm going to be putting in some pockets and all that kind of jazz, then that will all go in here. So let's glue that down. But I will use a stronger glue for this rather than just the glue stick. So I'm going to use my white glue for this. And like I said, I'm not fussed that these pages are a little bit smaller. I mean, I could potentially have that as the back page, and then I could cover that with something else, couldn't I? Do I want to do that? Yeah, I might do that actually. So I'm going to make the small page the back page. See, already changed my mind. I do change my mind a lot. So, glue down on that last page. And now, as best I can, just lining this up with the bottom of the book. I'm just going to lift these layers off a second just so I can flatten down that last piece. But as you can see, where it's wonky, I just can stick another piece on top of that. That's not a problem. But yeah, now I now have an accordion style book, lots of pages where I can obviously do some art journaling, and I also then have the reverse side as well. So that is a very quick way to sew in some pages. So how many pages have I got? Front and back. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. So 19 pages. So that's not bad actually. I'm quite happy with that. And then what I'll do is, like I said, I want to be adding some pockets. That's going to come in some other videos. So I'm going to save this because I think I want a pocket here at the front. And then I might do some pockets inside, or maybe a pocket on the back. We will see. But yeah, I'm really liking how this is coming together. I'm glad I've got some pages in there now, so that's good. And it fits really nicely inside already, so that's another bonus as well. So really happy with that. Happy with this accordion fold. I think this paper is going to be really good actually, and like I said, I like the fact that it is a flat surface, so whenever I'm doing some journaling, it's always a flat surface, and I'm not struggling to hold any of the pages open at any one time. Like I can just open it up anywhere and it's going to lay flat. So that was my kind of thinking behind this. If I'm doing art journaling, I want something that's going to lay nice and flat, and this does that. So I hope this has given you a little bit of inspiration. Make sure you go and check out Sophie's video. I will have her channel linked back down below, so you can go and find hers. If you are posting in either my Facebook group or Sophie's Facebook group, make sure that you're using the hashtag #Trash2Treasure. That way we can find you and other people can also be inspired by how you're creating yours. Thank you once again for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.